All right, guys, Darren from FBA Elite, and welcome back to another video. So in this week's video, I've actually got some positive news for potential Amazon sellers out there. I know that 2024 has been a challenge for new sellers with the introduction of various new fees and also Amazon changing the way they invoice sellers as well, so that new sellers can no longer avoid VAT on fees. So that has eaten into the profit margins of new sellers. But there is positive news, and I think this video will help anyone that is currently on the fence perhaps take that first step towards starting their own Amazon FBA business. So up first, I want to take a look at this chart. And this chart here is mapping the GBP versus the USD, aka it is the pound versus the dollar. And what we're seeing at the moment is the pound is the strongest it has been compared to the US dollar since early 2022, so the best part of 3 years. And if we only go back to the disastrous mini budget and the fallout from that, we nearly reached parity against the pound. You can see down there nearly 1-to-1, but we're up at 1.34 now. Now, why is this important for potential new Amazon sellers and existing Amazon sellers as well? Well, you're buying goods from China, you pay in US dollars. So your goods are cheaper, which means two things. Number one, you have to risk less capital. And that's one of the biggest things that hold new sellers back. They don't want to risk a huge amount of money. So if you compare 1.34 versus nearly parity, 30 to 35% cheaper than they would have been around about the end of 2022. So that's the first positive thing. And the second positive thing is if you're sourcing cheaper, you're going to have a greater profit margin. So your potential to make money is greater as well. So that's one really positive thing that has been developing over, especially the past 2 months, but it's been slowly building over the past year. But you can see now we are looking strong, and hopefully we'll continue to push upwards from here, which will bring down our sourcing costs. And next up, and in addition to the GBP getting stronger, we're also seeing container prices. So import costs are coming down as well. So during the summer, things got quite high again. We got towards $6,000 per 40-foot container. And now we're down to just over $3,500 per 40-foot container. So what does that mean in the real world to UK sellers? Well, this is a rate card from Westbound Logistics, which is one of the freight forwarders that I use on a regular basis. And back in July, they were charging £267 per cubic meter. Now, the latest rate card for the first 2 weeks of October is down to £155 per cubic meter. So from 267 to 155, that's about 40% cheaper. So if you can save on the cost of goods because the pound is stronger, and you can save on your import costs as well, that means you're risking less money. So it's more appealing for people to start Amazon in the first place, and also the greater potential for profits because you're spending less on freight costs, and also you don't have a garbage exchange rate. Although historically speaking, if you're looking back decades, the pound is still super weak against the US dollar, but compared to the past couple of years, it is certainly stronger than what we have had to get used to. So those are two really good reasons that things are looking up for Amazon FBA at the moment. Now, it's also a really good time to be considering starting Amazon FBA for another reason. Let me show you. So as we move from September into October, this really is the last month of the year where you can carry out product research with relative confidence. And let me talk you through what I mean. So if we take this example product here, which is Table Runner, and there are going to be hundreds of thousands of products just like this on Amazon, what they generally have is a peak in Q4. For, we'll say Q4, it's normally November, December. And you can see here, if we look at the search volume over the past year, back in November last year, things started to pick up. So if you do your product research in those 2 months, it can often give you an unclear or misleading picture about the niche that you are looking at. So the next 3 to 4 weeks really are your last proper chance this year to be able to do product research, and the sales that you're seeing and the price points and stuff like that are an accurate reflection of what you would expect to see throughout the rest of the year. So as soon as we get into November, things start picking up in a lot of different niches. So anyone doing product research in November and December is going to struggle to accurately predict what to expect throughout the rest of the year. So the next 3 to 4 weeks are a good time to get into Amazon and choose your first product. There are 2 more reasons as well why that is beneficial. Number one, if you decided to commit to a product in the next few weeks, it's unlikely to arrive until maybe January or February, which is really good. And your gut reaction might be, well, I'm going to miss the November and December Christmas rush. And for a new seller, that is a good thing. You do not want to be trying to launch a product in peak season, because what happens is your competition, your existing listings that are on Amazon, they're going to be selling at a much higher volume. And for you to have a chance of overtaking someone in the Amazon search results ranks, you have to outsell them. So it's much easier to outsell someone here in January or February than it's going to be there. Also, you won't need as much inventory, so it's a lower capital risk. And also when you do actually launch the product, because you only have to outsell them at this level rather than this level, you don't have to spend as much on PPC as well. So overall, again, it reduces that financial risk. So choosing a product now to launch early 2025 is a good thing to do. And also, as you're going to see, many people, as we come back to work in January, they're going to get the January blues about heading back to work. Whereas if you've committed to a product and your first product's about to arrive at Amazon in January or February, you're going to enter 2025 super excited about starting your Amazon FBA business. So that's why when you combine the exchange rate, container prices coming down, and the product research period you've got now with launching in January as well, all those things together make now a really good time to be considering starting an Amazon FBA business. And just two more things to wrap up this video. Number one, I've just received an email from Helium 10 telling me that the 35% off for 4 months code expires at the end of September. So as of recording this video, you've got 4 days to use that code. Well, I say it's not a code, it's actually an affiliate link. And if we go over to the Helium 10 page and I hide the webcam for a second, you can see there that you get 35% off, bringing the monthly cost down from $99 to just under $65, which is even cheaper in GBP. And you don't have to sign up for 4 months either. You can just sign up for a month if you want. If you're watching this after the end of September, just use code FBA Elite 20 and that will save you 20% off for 6 months instead. And if you're keen to get started on Amazon FBA and you want to accelerate the learning process, there's a link to the FBA Elite course in the pinned top comment as well. And finally, to wrap up this video, if you don't want to invest in the course, but you do want to get started with Amazon FBA, I'm going to pop up a video which shows you step by step how to make your first £1,000 with Amazon FBA, and I'll see you guys over there.